This is Channel 7 Eyewitness News. With Bill Beutel and Kaity Tong, Corey McFerrin with sports, Storm Field with the exclusive AccuWeather forecast, and the Eyewitness News team. Now, Eyewitness News.
Good evening, I'm Bill Beutel. Toward the middle of this century, they began to talk about the asphalt jungle, the city where violence and death are commonplace. We are now nearing the end of the century, and violence and death are even more commonplace in the asphalt jungle. Tonight, the asphalt jungle was the streets of Bushwick, Brooklyn, where a police officer shot and killed a 14-year-old boy, Louis LeBron. An investigation will decide if there was sufficient reason or not, but as Doug Johnson reports, much of Bushwick has already reached its judgment.
For over 2 hours this evening, police faced a very tense situation at the corner of Sudam and Wilson in the Bushwick section of Brooklyn. Shortly after 5, a 14-year-old boy was shot and killed by a police officer. Apparently, the officer believed the youngster was a robbery suspect. The police put the boy's body in an ambulance, but the people in the neighborhood would not let the ambulance move until they got some explanation of why the youngster was killed.
I want to find out why they shot him in the back. 2 shots.
Yeah.
I want justice to be done.
Yeah.
He was only a kid. He could have warned him. He was at arm. He had nothing on him. And the cop just shot him.
One officer was trigger happy and he shot him twice.
But did anything
He was supposed to shoot somebody else. There were 2 kids. For the officer, there were suspects. And he shot a 14-year-old kid.
Just last weekend, a few blocks from here, a female police officer was suspended for shooting an unarmed teenager that she was frisking. Tonight, police said this youngster was pointed out as a suspect in a robbery.
The complainant pointed out here at Sudam and Wilson, he pointed out they're the 2 people who robbed him. The officer gets out of, one of the officers gets out of the car. We have information now that he apprehended 1 suspect of the robbery who we have in the station house. The complainant of the robbery also pointed out the second suspect that subsequently was shot.
Finally, Hispanic police officers were able to reason with the family and the friends of the dead boy, and the ambulance was allowed to move. At this point, the police say the youngster was shot because he was pointed out as a suspect in a robbery. But for the family of the youngster, heartbreak. For the people in this neighborhood, anger. And for the police, a lot more investigating to do. In the Bushwick section of Brooklyn, Doug Johnson, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
And another report tonight from the streets of the city. An unidentified policeman's in stable condition at Brooklyn Hospital after 4 teenagers slashed him across the face while trying to rob him. It happened in the downtown Brooklyn area, and at the moment, the officer was off duty. Kaity?
And also in Brooklyn tonight, the mystery shooting of a doctor. He was hitching a ride on an ambulance between hospitals. Suddenly, a bullet slammed through the door and hit Dr. Henry Lamott. Lamott, himself a surgeon, had an operation on his leg at St. Mary's Hospital. He is in satisfactory condition. Police say they had reports of a man firing at cars in the Bed-Stuy area just before Dr. Lamott was hit. Well, there was a freak accident on the Upper East Side during tonight's rush hour. A crane toppled off the flatbed truck being used to move it. The crane toppled onto a bus. Amazingly, a bus that was empty of passengers at 6 p.m. There were several injuries, none believed serious, at 3rd Avenue and 72nd.
Something like 25,000 New Yorkers were stuck without power tonight as a blackout hit the high-rise apartments of Rochdale Village in Queens. Much of the power is back now, though several of the high-rises in the complex are still dark. One big problem.
Well, hold on a minute. We're going to hit it with gas. Go ahead.
People stuck in elevators who had to be helped to safety by firefighters. This is not a Con Ed failure. The huge Rochdale complex has its own power plant. During the blackout, police put in a large force to try to maintain order. Tonight, a school superintendent in the Bronx is under arrest, charged in a growing scandal of corruption that is tainting the schools of New York City. Investigators say Wilfredo Abreu used his position as District 12 superintendent for personal profit, taking kickbacks and office equipment from the Xerox Corporation. Schools Chancellor Dr. Joseph Hernandez has ordered the school board to suspend Abreu.
His business is the health of children, but tonight he's charged with sexually abusing them. Pediatrician Gary Cohen, who last week pleaded guilty to the sexual abuse of a 13-year-old boy, now faces 75 more counts of sex abuse. He was arraigned today on several charges, including sodomy. Police say Dr. Cohen's victims were 10 to 14 years old. He's accused of sexually abusing 7 youngsters in his Medford and Smithtown, Long Island offices and at his home in Coram. Many people were awakened to the horrors of child abuse during the McMartin preschool trial in California. Well, tonight, one of the 2 school teachers acquitted in that case faces more legal problems. Raymond Buckey will be prosecuted a second time for child abuse. 2 weeks ago, you might remember, Bucky and his mother, Peggy McMartin Bucky, were found not guilty on 52 counts of child abuse. A jury was deadlocked on 13 additional charges. Well, there was a public outcry after that verdict, and the prosecutors have decided to retry Raymond Bucky on those 13 charges.
President